Hey everybody, welcome back to Cityscape Brewing. I'm Dennis Fields. Today we're going to be talking about the two different faucet types, your standard faucet and a forward sealing faucet, which I'm replacing on my beer fridge today. And so we're going to break down, talk about the differences, talk about why I chose to switch them. I do have a different video in the link description below that talks about how to clean a standard tap handle. We're going to go through the different parts. They're very similar, and we're going to break that down so you know why I chose to switch mine from the standard faucet to the forward sealing faucet. All right, right here I've got two of the tap handles. The one that I have currently on my beer fridge that I'm going to be replacing. This is your standard beer faucet. This is the one that most homebrewers will probably get started with as they start out homebrewing. This is the cheaper version of it, which is a chrome-plated brass tap faucet. And then this is the new faucets that I got today. This is the Intertap forward sealing stainless steel one. They also make this one in a chrome-plated brass as well. The difference between these two primarily is this one is a forward sealing, meaning the seal is up here, and we'll talk about that a little bit. And then this one is your standard, which has a rear seal, which is back here. And the main difference why I wanted to replace these is because I was constantly cleaning this one all the time because it has a lot more contact with air and other stuff can get inside there and start getting moldy and mildew and that kind of stuff inside of the tap handles if you don't clean them as regularly. This one has a lot more contact with the beer because the seal is in the front of it. So most Intertap and most Perlick type faucets will have forward sealing. So let's talk about the differences and the similarities between the two of them. So this is your standard faucet here. This is the body of it. You can tell it has 3 holes in the front, where the Intertap has 2. So it's got the one where the beer comes out, and then where you actually would have the tap handle to the top. Most of the stuff in these are the same. So you have these 2 pieces here that screw on right below your handle. This one is the 2 collars, very similar. They both have the shaft or shank that goes in into the body of the faucet. And then they all have a couple of O-rings and other things that go in there, and they're very, very similar. The main difference in these 2 units is this. So this is the standard faucet here, and you can see where this black O-ring is. That's where the beer stops, and this would be the side where your refrigerator is. This would be the side where you're pouring your beer, and so all of this stuff is exposed to your air, where in this case, this is the Intertap inner portion of it, and you can see the seal is on the front. And that actually then slides into the back of this, and the seal is created right here on it, versus when you put the tap or the shaft here inside of the body of this one, the seal is way back here. And so when you look in here, you can see that there's air and other things that are going to be able to get in here. And I used to get these things pretty gummed up, especially in the summertime when, it's really easy for it to get warm and kind of breed mold and other things like that. And so I was regularly cleaning them. And so hopefully these would stay a little cleaner, a little longer, because the beer is sealed up here. But primarily they're very, very similar as far as the makeup of the unit itself. These are, again, our stainless steel. Brass is a little bit weaker. Sometimes I've heard of people that have these get sticky in the summertime, or really any time of the year they haven't used them for a little while, and they go to pull on them with their tap handle, and they actually can break or crack the brass, where stainless steel is a little bit stronger. And so the difference in price, you can probably buy a standard tap handle like this one. They may even come with the regular black handle, somewhere between $15 or $20 on Amazon, or even at your local homebrew supply store, but relatively cheap. The Intertap handles, depending on the chrome plated versus the brass versus Perlick, or some of them have even some flow control handles on them. These can be as cheap as probably $20 for the brass chrome plated, all the way up to $50 to $75 for Intertap or Perlick style handle, depending on what features you want. One other thing that I really liked about this is that it has a removable front area on the Intertap, and you can put a growler filler, you can put a stout tap on the front of these things, and so they're interchangeable. It's also easier to get in and clean. You can see where that little piece in the middle stops there. That's the only portion that's open to the elements, if you will. The rest of it would have beer on the inside of it, and so it would kind of keep this. The other thing that I really liked about these that I'm going to end up doing is putting a self-closing spring in the back of these. So there's that kind of arrow pointed head in the middle here. There's a spring that goes on here that will push against the shaft that goes into the beer fridge, and then it will be self-closing. So as you're pouring a beer, you open it up, and if you let go, it'll actually self-close it for you. That actually prevents beer spilling out if somebody accidentally bumps your tap handle, which I've actually had happen, and about 3 to 4 gallons of beer on my garage floor, which wasn't the greatest thing in the world. So I'm kind of looking forward to getting the springs for these installed so they're self-closing as well. So just a couple of differences between the two of them. Hopefully that helped you out in picking a faucet for your kegerator or beer fridge or what have you, or your Keyser. And if you have any questions, please link them in the video description below. Happy to help out answering questions. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. It helps me share this with everybody else, and you get my videos a little bit faster. So with that, thanks for watching, and cheers.